feel like I'm gonna throw up. Sit. I don't know what's making me think of this right now because it happened like over several months ago, but it's making me giggle, so I figured I would share with the class. So I was renewing Douglas's prescription, called the vet or whatever. My mom was in the car, we had just got done with our walk, setting the stage. The woman on the other end of the phone must have been kind of like in a hurry, you know, like maybe she was busy, whatever, because she was like kind of short with her questions. She was like, "What's your pet's name?" And I was like, "Douglas." And then she's like, "Last name?" And I like paused for the longest time before I said my last name. And then when I got off the phone, my mom was like, "Why did you pause so long when she asked your last name?" And I was like, because I thought she was asking Doug's last name and I was about to tell her Beans. I almost told this woman Beans. Like, bitch, could you get any more daft? She doesn't want to know like the 12 nicknames that you call your dog. Like, Douglas Beans. Oh, Douglas and Beans. His last name is Beans, ma'am. It's Beans. Just so stupid. So I just texted this heifer now, Elmo, aka Wedgman, that I am here in its driveway because we're gonna go on a morning walk with Wedgman. And today I'm kind of excited because we are actually leaving the house. And we're gonna take the whole squad and go up to St. Elmo, feed some chipmunks. There's not much else to do in that town. You may remember from the vlogs last year that we had done it, but we did it a little bit later, so we couldn't see the leaves changing. The olds love when the leaves change. They want to go, they want to see it, they want to be around it. It's a fall time activity. My voice sounds like garbage because I just rolled out of bed. I look puffy and like garbage too, but that's all fine. We're going to be going bright and early, where it's going to be a close window between me getting ready and like leaving, but I'm still going to try to squeeze my co-pilot workout in because I tend to have better chances of doing it in the morning than the evening. But like if not, we're going to try to force ourselves to do it in the evening if Wedgman would hurry up and come out. There it is. have like less than 5 minutes to get completely ready, and I wanted to get like a little bit cute because a bunch of chipmunks crawling all over you is a good photo opportunity. But I kind of just look crazy right now. Let's see what kind of lipstick we could put on this pig. I'm kind of mad at Steven because he decided to wear his crop top and flannel, and I'm wearing my crop top and flannel. So we're going to be matching. He's not wearing a crop top, but he is wearing a flannel, and I don't want to look like that couple that matches. But guess what? We're going to look like that couple that matches. Really don't have time to be talking to the camera right now, but I really don't have time to do anything at all, it seems. The positive side is every time I like rush to do my makeup, it's always like the best it's ever looked, which makes absolutely no sense. Then rather when I sit there and I try to do a good job, it looks like garbage. I reconfigured my office yet again. If you're like, girl, how many times are you gonna reconfigure your office? However many times until it works for me. I'm gonna make my office work for me. So right now we're in the closet. This is my new getting ready station. I bought like this little vanity because I need to separate church and state. You know what I mean? Like I can't have all my makeup stuff on my work desk because then it's always cluttered with makeup stuff and then no work gets done. A huge con is the lighting is terrible in here. I have lights blaring at my face, but it's just still not giving. On the bright side, no pun intended, because my makeup station is always an ungodly mess, because it's behind these closet doors, I could just shut it off. I don't even have to clean it. You know what I mean? I mean, just presentable. Wow, would you look at that? Innovation at its finest. This bronzer smells like chocolate, and it makes me feel like I can't breathe. So there's that information.
Down their backs too.
Well, then they're all the same.
No, they're not the same. They don't have the stripes on their faces.
Just wanted to set you up.
Don't talk about those chipmunks and ground squirrels and the difference. Grandma will lose its shit.
Girl.
Why?
Because you called me a little shit.
You are a little shit.
I am not.
Yes, you are. You've been with your whole life. Everyone knows.
It's like your
Your
son.
son, your daughter, your other daughter, your granddaughter.
Frankie is such a big guy.
Retro sunglasses, seat of my car, wind blowing through your hair, in that tied up t-shirt, stealing my heart. We can go anywhere. Put your feet up on the dash, let the time pass. There's nothing quite like living in paradise. Roll down the windows, drive on the same road. It never gets old, living in paradise. Umbrella palm trees, covered in sunbeams. Oh, what a daydream, living in paradise. Laid back weekend, getting away, chasing that summer haze. Bubblegum sunrise, gas in the tank, just flying in the fast lane. Put your feet up on the dash, let the time pass. There's nothing quite like living in paradise. Roll down the windows, drive on the same road. It never gets old, living in paradise. Umbrella palm trees, covered in sunbeams. Oh, what a daydream, living in paradise.
Okay, it's the next day. As you can tell by this St. Elmo shirt that I bought at St. Elmo, which was yesterday. We just now got the computer cases in, so let's build a computer. This is actually take two because the first cases we got were not big enough. It's crazy. Okay, so what I learned after building that first computer is Building computers is not difficult. It's buying all of the right parts that work together that's difficult. Graphics cards happen to be massive. And not only that, but like just reading like the description of items is horrible. The computer cases were marked full-size case. And then like way down in the description, it was like marked mid-size case. So it was the equivalent of getting a rental car from, you know, like going on vacation, getting a rental car and ordering a van because you have a shit ton of people, and then showing up and then trying to like slide you a compact car. It just didn't work out. So let's go rebuild.
I lost my footing. I don't see a scratch.
I'm fine if it has a scratch. I just want it to fit the graphics card at this point.
Yeah, I don't know what that is because I haven't opened it yet. The protection came out. Well, it's all yours to unveil.
It's a clear sheet.
How dare you?
It's
a mystery.
And literally no one's gonna care about this.
Oh, it is?
A little bit. It's not bad.
You sure?
I don't care. I really don't. I don't want to send it back and do a whole nother thing of this. I've been wanting to get a desktop computer for quite a while now, like a year at this point, because it gives me a designated workspace and it's way more powerful than the laptop I have, so it will hopefully make content creation a bit more flowy with less restarts and freezes and headaches. Why I haven't gotten one sooner was because I came across this video of a girl building her own and I decided that that looked cool and I wanted to do the same, which of course takes a lot more research and I know nothing about computers, so sitting down to figure it out was a big ask. And of course I procrastinated on it. But computers are like Steven's whole thing, so it ended up working out really well, where I didn't have to research that much. Since this was technically my second build, I was way more confident, which was definitely nice, because I was not confident at all the first time around. Well, I should say I was more confident up until I dropped one of the most expensive bits.
No, up now. Kind of brace the case and push. I got it. I caught it. It's good.
I think I just ruined it.
You didn't ruin it. And now that's secure.
I feel like I'm gonna throw up. But it's kind of crazy because even though I didn't do the research myself and I had someone guiding me through the whole thing, I still learned quite a bit. And it's cool to look at this thing and know that I assembled it myself. And I know where all the components are, I know what they do, kind of. But it made me realize how important it is for me to just jump headfirst into things and try them out. Obviously, the expense of a computer build was kind of a big deterrent because you don't want to mess it up or catch anything on fire. But in general, just getting after it, even while being a novice, has always worked out. Obviously, there are exceptions like performing open heart surgery or doing your own electrical work without a clue would be really terrible. But for things with lower stakes, it's a good rule of thumb. And after the shock dissipated that everything turned on and was working, I spent an embarrassingly long time finding frog backgrounds, and that was the end of the night. I've already full on decided that I'm not getting ready today, so excuse the appearance. But I have a question. What's like the copyright deal with recipes? You know what I mean? Because like I was thinking about it the other day and I was like, okay, a bread recipe. Like how can someone put like a bread recipe in their cookbook when it's just like such a simple thing? Like it does literally changing the amount of flour make it your own? You know what I mean? Like having a gram less of flour, does that make the recipe yours now? Like what's the deal with that? Also, the guy that I follow on Instagram, which I've been like using a bunch of his recipes, there's another guy that's similar to him. And I noticed like that guy has like nearly the same recipes, but just like minor tweaks, you know, and it's kind of filmed in the same way. They follow each other and like each other's stuff, so I don't think it's like an issue. But like that just made me think because I took one of his recipes and I changed it quite significantly. Like I added squash, I added red bell pepper, I added those to the sauce so it's like bumping up the veggies. I changed like amounts of certain things. So like at that point, is it my recipe? You know what I mean? Like it's so weird. I don't understand that kind of stuff at all. I don't necessarily know if there's any kind of copyright stuff because how can you copyright food? I don't know. It's just currently tripping out my brain. But I'm trying to like get back into the whole cooking game because for a while like I fell off a little bit when I hurt my foot. And so I'm getting back into it. I want to make like a healthier version of gnocchi, and I want to do it with sweet potatoes and see if I could displace some of the flour with protein powder and see if that doesn't work out. I already did the sweet potato part and they are boiling right now. That's why I took a beat to sit and tell you what I was doing. I'll admit I got overly ambitious with my recipe testing and decided to make 4 slightly different batches at one time. I messed around with different amounts of protein powder, whole eggs versus egg whites, and that all didn't really end up mattering too much because I should have maybe dried the yams a bit more because I just kept having to add more and more flour to make anything that resembled a dough. And I was a little bit burnt out on the whole process after 4 batches and didn't care enough to make them look super presentable. So they ended up looking like those weird orange circus peanut candies, you know, the ones that have the consistency of a mattress topper. But as my grandma said to her kids when they complained about dinner, it'll make a poo. Regardless, I cooked up each of the 4 batches individually and I had Steven taste test them, which he ended up pretty much saying the same for all of them.
Alright, that one's good.
So while I was cooking, I was sitting there sampling the gnocchi as they were coming out of the pot. So I didn't get to enjoy it in its full form with like the pesto and the cheese or whatever. It tasted pretty good. Of the 4 variations that I made, really quite indistinguishable because I had to add way more flour than I thought because it just kept being sticky. That's what she said. But I'm going to end this vlog here because I have an ungodly flour mess to clean up in the kitchen. And honestly, this vlog is probably going to be all over the place because what did we do? Chipmunks, computers, gnocchi, kind of a lot. But anyways, I just want to thank you so much for watching and I hope you're having a wonderful day and I will see you on the next one. Bye! And also, this plant is growing a whole new leaf. All of a sudden, it took her so long. Okay, bye.